Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
We are now approaching the Magic Kingdom station. If you're planning to disembark here, please remain seated until the monorail has come to a complete stop within the station. The doors will open automatically for you to the left of our forward motion.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. This is ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic. I'm thrilled today on this show. We're going to have a trip report from a longtime Super Looper, Mr. Michael Stanford. Michael, how are you doing?
I am great, Tim. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm excited that we're going to hear a little bit about your recent trip that involved a little thing called Splash Mountain. And there might be some food involved at a little park called Epcot.
That is correct. Yes, it is.
Awesome. But before we get into the show, give everybody a little reminder. You were on a while ago. I don't remember how long ago that was, but give us a Disney story. What's your Disney story?
Well, I've been going to Disney for 25 years. I've been there since the 25th anniversary. My grandparents took us there for their wedding anniversary, and then I've been going back ever since. And I was there for the 50th anniversary. Last time I was on your show, it was to give a trip report from the reopening of Magic Kingdom during the pandemic, which was very magical and very different than normal, as one would expect.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been there several times since. I used to keep track. Of how many days I've been to somewhere in Disney World in my life. And at 125, I'm like, it doesn't matter anymore. I've just been there a lot, especially being someone from Iowa who doesn't live in Florida.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let us know where you're at so we can kind of get a little idea on the logistics you have to deal with.
A lot of flying and a lot of driving.
Nice. So why did you, what was the reason for your most recent trip that we're going to talk about?
So the first ride I ever rode on at Magic Kingdom was Splash Mountain. And it's always been a ride near and dear to my heart. I always try to go on it every time I'm at Magic, even if the wait in line is very long. I always feel so lucky to be on it. You know, it's a long ride. It's like 17 minutes. So it's not one of those 2-minute and done rides.
Mm-hmm.
And the animatronics are amazing and the music's amazing. And of course, you always have that chance of getting really, really wet, which is great in the summertime, not so much in, say, January.
Right. Before we continue, you don't travel alone, correct?
No, yeah, I always bring my wife with me. Yes, she loves Disney. There'd probably be an argument in this household on who loves Disney more because she sure loves being there as well.
Oh, perfect.
She wasn't a Disney girl, but when we started dating and then I said, well, let's do a trip to Disney. And she went to Disney and she didn't quite understand why I love Disney so much. And then she went there and then, well, the rest is a fairy tale, right?
Was she all on board on the first trip or did it take a couple trips for to build it up?
Oh, after the first trip, she was all in.
Oh, nice.
She was, she said, well, I want to buy the dresses and I want to buy the T-shirts and I want to buy the mini ears and I want to do all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, we can do it. We'll get back there, and now, whenever we go, I always pack really light in my bag so she can put extra stuff in that she wants to take and wear and show off. And she really enjoys it. And I'm so fortunate to have such a beautiful wife who loves Disney, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there where one spouse really likes Disney and maybe the other one not so much.
Right. All right, so I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to get that background in there. And so,
no problem.
So Splash Mountains was one of your favorite rides.
Yeah, and I just felt, I had to ride it one more time. To pay homage to all the fun, all the memories, all the excitement that I had on that ride. First time I rode it, I was 16 years old, so a lot of memories. But I'm also excited that Disney and Magic Kingdom's moving in a new direction and going with the Bayou adventure ride. And I'm really excited that we're getting something new and different. It's always hard to say goodbye, but this will be a new chapter at the Magic Kingdom.
Yes. And I'm wondering if like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, if we might have a little homage to it in the Haunted Mansion graveyard.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be cool. So you flew down to Florida. What was your process of getting on Splash Mountain for this last ride this past weekend?
So we've never been a family that uses Genie Plus. We've just never done it. And as soon as the plane landed pretty late. It was after midnight. The plane touched down. My wife got on her phone and bought Genie Plus. So the next morning, we woke up 5 minutes before 7 to get on our phone so we could get a Lightning Lane pass to get on Splash Mountain. And we were lucky. We got one at 10:30 that morning. So
nice.
That was something that we'd never done before, like I said. And I did kind of find value in it because that was the main reason that Saturday that I wanted to go to the Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then while we were there, we did some other stuff. We rode Haunted Mansion with the Lightning Lane. Lightning Lane actually worked seemingly well. There's some naysayers to it. And I think it was $22 for us a piece. Maybe it was a little less. So kind of spendy. We're annual pass holders. So, maybe you figure that in as part of the ticket price. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But it seemed like every time we wanted to book a Lightning Lane for a particular ride, we got what we wanted while we were at Magic Kingdom. We stayed at Magic Kingdom until about 1:30 in the afternoon, and then we wanted the park hop over to Epcot so we could experience Festival of the Arts. And we thought, well, why don't we book a Lightning Lane for like Remy's Ratatouille?
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, they were all booked out by then. So
gotcha.
We really just got Lightning Lane for Magic Kingdom for half a day for that money.
Okay. Now, were you in the Magic Kingdom? How were the crowds? Did it seem extra busy because of the Splash Mountain's last weekend?
So Splash Mountain itself was busy. The attraction itself, at 10:30 in the morning, I know when I exited Splash Mountain, it was a 125-minute wait.
Wow, yeah.
But as a park, there wasn't as many people there as I was used to going, and I've spent a lot of time in Magic.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't seem like there were a ton of people. I know we had talked to a couple different cast members, and they had mentioned how quiet it was. And we talked amongst ourselves and thought it was a little bit quiet there, which was not a bother to us, to have a quiet day on a Saturday at the Magic Kingdom.
Right. Especially after flying there. My goodness, that's kind of a nice little plus.
Yeah, anytime you can get on more rides and do more things and not have to wait in line for food or drinks or any of those things, and you're not elbow to elbow shopping. That was another kind of noticeable thing. We go there and we do shopping from time to time, and at least browsing. And there was a lot more elbow room, so to speak, than we were used to.
How was the area around Splash Mountain? Was it extra boisterous? Were people talking about, old Splash Mountain times? Was there a brotherhood involved because everybody was there together?
I did see a few shirts paying homage to Splash Mountain. The big thing that I saw was a lot of people wanted to stand up on the bridge and get their picture taken in front of Splash Mountain. And, there were people, and that always happens, right? But
yeah.
It seemed like extra busy there. There was a lot of people leaning over the wall kind of to get their family, their friends, their spouse, whatever, going down the fall so they could get a picture of it on their cell phone. But there hasn't been merchandise there for a long time. I ran into a person I knew there, and they were telling me that really the only Splash merchandise that you could buy at Magic Kingdom was like an 8-penny collection, the pressed pennies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was about the only thing, and they had bought 2 sets, one for their family and then one for a friend of theirs. So all that had went away a long time ago, which you would think that, hey, maybe they should have done like a farewell T-shirt for those that wanted to buy it. They probably would have made a lot of money had they.
I would think so. My goodness. Wow. Seems like an opportunity lost there. Now, since this was the last weekend you were there, did you notice any abundance of, bloggers, vloggers, podcasters, anything like that? Just out of curiosity.
I ran into one of the people that are from Myers and the Mouse, which is a popular vlogging on YouTube.
Okay.
I didn't see like Resort TV 1. I didn't see Mr. Morrow. I didn't see Tim Tracker. I'm sure they were there though.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't see him, And I've been in the park so many times where all those people are there and I just never see them. But a week later they'll post a video, or I'll be going through YouTube or whatever. Oh, I was there when they were there.
Right. Look for yourself in the background.
Yeah. But this time I didn't see them.
Right. Awesome. So how was your very last ride on Splash Mountain?
They were very expedient about getting people in there. The ride consistently moved, but for me, on an emotional side, it was just like, wow, this is it. This is like, never again am I going to be able to ride Splash Mountain at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took a lot of pictures and I just kind of soaked in the atmosphere, and I'm like, oh, that's the last time. And I assume that they're going to use the same tracking. They're going to use all those same kind of physical components. It's going to be the animatronics that change. So hopefully we get the same falls and all that. But you'll never get the welcome home for Brer Rabbit. You'll never get that scene again. So it was sad, but times change, things change, people change, and we're moving forward with this amazing new ride, or I assume it's going to be amazing, and it'll be a great addition to Disney. So goodbye, Splash Mountain, and thanks for the memories.
There you go. Put it in the Disney Parks Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. I've always thought that it'd be great. Everybody keeps talking about, oh, Disney needs to open more parks. They need to open more parks. How cool would it be that when they retire a ride, they just like take it down the street somewhere, right, to a park of Disney retired rides?
Exactly.
That'd be a great park.
That would be a great park. I could get behind that. So, Michael, you did your main reason for the trip, your last ride at Splash Mountain. But that didn't conclude your trip. You had a whole bunch of other stuff you did. What else did you do down there?
Yeah, so we left Magic, like 1:30ish, and we went over to Epcot because the Festival of the Arts is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And we love the Festival of the Arts, and we love to eat, and we love music. So why wouldn't we go to Epcot?
Heck yeah.
Epcot's also our favorite park. So
I like the way you think.
So we went over to Epcot and got some refreshments, and then we started with the different food booths. And we spent probably the first 4 or 5 hours we were there just walking around and looking at all the fabulous art that's there by the artists, and eating and drinking.
Now, are you ever motivated to buy any of the art that's there?
Oh, yes, absolutely. There is a ton of amazing art there. And if you're that art collector, or if you're just looking for like that one piece,
mm-hmm. That one wall you have.
And there is that one wall. Festival of the Arts is the best time to go and get a piece for a number of reasons. Like, one, there's so much to look at. There's so many different artists. There's such a selection. You might think you might want one thing, but then you see something else and you're like, that's amazing. But then they're really helpful at shipping that back for you. So if you fly down there like us and you want a piece of art, they will gladly ship it safely so it gets to your home in one piece. And that's like the best way to do it.
I would think so. It takes that whole stress of, where am I going to put this on the plane?
Yeah. I don't know that you could.
Really?
But maybe it packs in your carry-on. But yes, I mean, and that's kind of like the bonus, right? Because they have all kinds of music. They have a Broadway show that usually goes on at the American Pavilion, at the American Gardens Theater. They also have like an artist that shows you how to draw there, which is really neat. They put it up on a big screen. It just seems to be a little bit mellower, or at least every time I've went to Festival of the Arts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be like a mellower crowd of people. It's fun just to grab something that has been beautifully baked or cooked and grab your favorite beverage, be alcoholic or non-alcoholic, and look at art. So there's so much going on. If someone hasn't been to the Festival of the Arts, I encourage it. Everybody likes Food and Wine. Everybody likes Flower and Garden, because of the music, because of the big names, because of the food. Don't count out Festival of the Arts, because they have really good food there too.
It's kind of the forgotten festival that Epcot has.
It is, and it's short.
I think that might be it. Yes. Now, did you see any of the Disney on Broadway shows or performances?
We didn't. We missed. We had the opportunity, but we just missed them because we were walking around and doing other things. We did go over to Great Britain and catch On Command, the kind of British cover band. We caught them for a couple songs, but we wanted to keep moving. Mary Poppins was out on the walkway and wanted to catch a picture with her. So there was just a number of things going on that for the one day that we were there, we kind of had to scoot as best we could.
Right. I was just looking online at the Disney on Broadway thing, and I didn't realize that they also had a dinner show option like they do for the Candlelight Processional. So that's kind of good to know.
Yeah, and you can do that for Food and Wine, and you can do that for Flower and Garden as well. And some people do that. Some people find great value in that because they'll buy that meal. But like when Hanson's there were kids that were just in love with Hanson, and then now they're old and they're grown up, and now they have better financial means than they did. They want to be front row. They want to see Hanson.
Oh, heck yeah. And back in the day, Hanson wasn't playing a little theater like the American Gardens Theater either. They were playing much larger venues, so it's much more intimate.
Yes. Last year, we caught a couple performers, and they did Newsies songs. They were in Newsies, and there was a whole just cult of people, a whole following of people that sang every single word of every single song. They almost drowned out the performers themselves. So,
oh wow.
If that's the kind of thing you're into, it's definitely a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, and I'll bet the performers love that.
I bet so too.
I just think they were like, these people love our stuff, so I just think I think they would think that was fantastic.
It made me come home and watch Newsies. I'd never seen it, even as a kid, born and growing up in the 80s.
Right, same. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe we'll have to. Is that on the Disney Plus?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Got something else I won't get to anytime soon, but I want to watch.
And isn't that the thing with Disney Plus? There's so much on there, and there's only so few hours a day.
Yes.
I could just quit my job and sit in front of my TV until they took my TV away, so then I'd have to get a job. But
that's right.
Yes.
You have to pay for the Disney Plus and the internet. So
for the food at Epcot, we don't eat a ton, but we eat probably more than we should.
That makes it a vacation.
Yes. One of the places we ate at was Pop Eats. And we did the tomato soup with the grilled cheese.
Ooh.
We did the tomato soup with pimento cheese bacon and fried green tomatoes grilled cheese. And both of those were really good. The tomato soup is especially good. They serve it in a little plastic tin can. So that was kind of cool.
Okay.
I will say for my tasting, I don't like really, really hot seasoned stuff. And I thought that the grilled cheese with pimento cheese, bacon, and fried green tomato was a little spicy. So if you have someone in the family that has that kind of geographic tongue or doesn't like that kind of thing, it might not be for them. But if you like that kind of thing, amazing. It was great. We headed over to the deconstructed dish, and that's near the port of entry. Okay. And we did the deconstructed key lime pie. And my wife looks over and she says to me, "I feel so beautiful eating this." And I'm like, "Hon, you're already beautiful, but I'm glad you feel beautiful eating this."
Oh.
And it tastes really good. Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
I can get behind some key lime pie, I will just say.
Oh, can't we all?
What else did you have there?
We ended up over in American Adventure, And of course, being from the Midwest, I love to eat meat. And we ate the 3-meat meatloaf with peas and carrots.
Ooh.
It's green pea pudding, carrot ketchup, shaved carrot salad, and snap peas. Really good. Really, really good. And the guy said to me, he's just putting the finishing twist on it.
Ooh.
And I said, oh. He's like, you'll get what I mean. And I don't know if they're trained to say that, or this gentleman was just saying, this cast member was just saying that. But it came out, and it was this beautiful dish. And they had taken a carrot shaving and kind of turned it into a flower or like a rose.
Oh, okay.
So, you think you go to these little food booths, you're eating off of a biodegradable paper plate. What are you to expect? You're actually getting Disney class and quality even at that, even there.
Nice.
So we can never say no to a piece of cake. So we did the hummingbird cake, which is a banana cake with pineapple, coconut, pecans, and cream cheese with frosting and banana sorbet. And I thought it was a good cake. I'm not wild about pineapple.
Okay.
And it kind of had like a pickled pineapple. I don't know. So if that's your kind of thing, it's definitely a great place to check out. I always think that I'm a proud American, so I absolutely love America anyway. But I always think they have like the best food over there, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
What I didn't get to try is I really wanted to get to the funnel cake stand and get one of the mocha funnel cakes, the mini funnel cake with cappuccino ice cream topped with chocolate whipped cream and M&Ms. And so I didn't get there.
Oh my goodness. That sounds phenomenal.
You can only eat so much, right?
That's true. Do you have any plans to go back though, so you can get the stuff you didn't get this time?
Yeah, I want to go back like every weekend. I just need someone to start like a GoFundMe for me so I can afford the plane ticket.
There you go.
The last place we ate at was the Figment Inspiration Station at the Odyssey. You remember the old Odyssey, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm so happy that they opened that up to kind of like festivals and stuff, because for years and years and years it was just closed up. It was only for like private parties.
Right.
So I'm glad they opened it up. We had two things there. We had the rainbow cake made with freeze-dried Skittles and bite-sized candies.
Interesting.
And let me tell you, if there's one cake that is just overly delicious, one that you have to try while you're there, that's the one. And that's also where you pick up your Figment premium popcorn bucket, if that's the kind of thing you're into.
Heck yeah.
My wife, she loves Pop-Tarts to begin with. They have a Popped Art, play on words, sugar cookie with blueberry filling. And it was a little overpriced, but she really enjoyed it. And I thought it wasn't bad. I think it's better than what you'd get out of a box. I think it was like $5. It was kind of spendy.
Oh, for a Pop-Tart-like thing?
Yes. Yeah.
A pastry, toaster pastry.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think that they had some of the cutest, best looking stuff there. If you're into, the Figment, more the Epcot type scene. So, but those were the places that we ate at. Really enjoyed it. I think it's a great place to hang out.
Sounds like it's more of a relaxing stroll maybe than some of the other festivals, at least not maybe as busy.
Yeah. So like I said, it was 6:30. Then we went over and we rode on Journey into Imagination, and we rode on Sora, and we rode on the Land, and we rode on Spaceship Earth, like all consecutively, all walk on, no lightning lane, because everybody was at the World Showcase eating, drinking, taking in the entertainment. And then so we left after that. It was, I don't know, 8:15, 8:30. And so we decided to leave the park and go to Disney Springs.
Nice.
Yeah. So
did you get more food there?
To Disney. I did.
Oh.
I mean, that's what you do at Disney, right? Is you
true.
ride some rides and then you eat some food.
Absolutely.
And you come back with no money in your wallet, but that doesn't matter. So my wife is a big Gideon's fan. She loves Gideon's Bakehouse. so we got over there, and we were fortunate enough to get in the queue and get in line so we could go and buy some goodies there. And then I love Chicken Guy. So if you've ever been to Disney Springs and you've ate at Chicken Guy, you know what I'm talking about. They have all the different chicken strips and the sandwich and the salads, but they have so many different sauces, and the sauces are really kind of the key to everything. So I always try to make it a point, if I have to eat one meal, that's the place I go.
Now, I've not been to Chicken Guy yet. What's your go-to sauce, though?
Oh, they have a barbecue bourbon sauce that is just to die for. But teriyaki sauce is really good too. You know, the Georgia mustard's really good. I don't think you can go wrong. I don't think you can make a bad choice unless, I suppose, again, I don't really like hot stuff, so I guess I would never go for the hot stuff. But if you choose something that you think you would like, you're going to like it.
Okay.
So we did the Chicken Guy thing, and then we walked around World of Disney, and now they have all the 100th anniversary Mickey Mouse stuff out. And so that was really neat to see, and people seem to really like it. It looks really, the merchandise looks really nice. So just walking around and enjoying Disney Springs. They had a little bit of live entertainment there by Disney Styles, and that and the AMC Theater, and that was fun to listen to. They had some live music. They had just finished up really about the place we got to, in front of the World of Disney store. Yeah, it was just a fun time, and it was a great kind of wrap up to the day. We really kind of packed about as much as you could into this one day weekend Disney trip.
It sounds like you were really busy, but it's one of those things where after you get home from the trip, it seems like you were there longer than you were.
Yeah, I would have stayed another week. We stayed at we usually stay at Pop Century Resort. We love the Skyliner. We're kind of a popish family, but we stayed at Disney's All-Star Music Resort, and we'd stayed there before. We'd stayed there for the 50th anniversary as well. Mm-hmm. And value resort, but it was really taken care of. It was really nice. We walked around Sunday morning before we had to leave to get to the airport. And, sometimes people say, well, Disney isn't as clean as it was or it used to be or like whatever. Hey, hats off to the guys, to all the hardworking cast members at Disney All-Star Music and movies for that matter. Those were the two we walked around. Really clean, really nice, and a good value for the money for staying at a Disney property. And might I add, Tim, we didn't pay a penny for parking.
Oh, that makes my heart happy. It really does. I've heard really good things recently about All-Star Music and All-Star Movies.
Yeah, something's changed there. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but something's kind of changed but I think that now we're kind of back in the swing of things.
I think so. And I've not heard anything bad about All-Star Sports. I just haven't heard of anybody that stayed there recently to give me an honest, how that one's doing. So that's the only reason I excluded that one.
Yeah. I've walked over there before. I just didn't on this trip. I always think that All-Star Sports seems to be a little bit louder. We don't have any children, so it doesn't pertain to us as much. And when I get done with the park, I kind of want like a nice relaxing sleep because I am dead tired.
Yeah. One quick tip for anybody who wants to stay at All-Star Music, they still have the family suites there. So if you want to stay in a family suite with more room, say you have a family of 5 or 6, it's cheaper than Art of Animation. Just throwing that out there. So just keep that in the back of your mind if you need a little bit of a larger room for a trip. Michael, before we wrap this up, do you have any tips for anybody maybe thinking of taking a similar trip to what you just did?
There's always tricks of the trade. If you've never been before, maybe enlist a travel agency. There's to help you out. If you know somebody who's Disney experienced, they can give you advice. Know that if you go to Disney, especially for a short trip like we did this last weekend, know that you're not going to see everything. You're not going to be able to do everything, experience everything. So pick out the things that would be most important and pertinent to you and your family, and try to get as many of those done as possible. I know that I knew that I wanted to get to Magic for the last weekend of Splash. I knew that I probably wasn't going to be on the last ride of Splash, but I looked a month ahead. I went online on a Sunday morning, on a popular website to find flights, and I found a very reasonable flight. And I found a very reasonable price for a Disney hotel. And seemingly rental cars are coming down too. So
that's good news. That's really good news.
But there's different ways if you don't feel comfortable driving, that's okay. They have different busing options, and you can do the Uber thing or the taxi thing, like however you feel most comfortable. But people think that Disney has to be expensive, and it's expensive, but it doesn't have to be if you plan ahead. Now, if you plan on this Thursday for this weekend, you're probably going to pay a lot more than you should have. Right.
And you had the beauty of the annual pass. So the last minute trips are a fantastic option.
Yeah. And I think that's what maybe makes buying Genie Plus a little more palatable for us. I know that as long as they keep offering an annual pass, we're going to keep renewing. And I think that the annual pass is a really good purchase, even living in the middle of the country, even living in Iowa, because if you go like we do 2-3 weeks a year, 1 week at a time, and then you get some weekends, you get your money out of it. It's getting more expensive. I remember when it was a lot cheaper by like half, but you get your money out of it.
That's a great little tip. Just something to keep in mind if you want to go a couple times a year, because we all know they don't have the non-expiring tickets anymore.
Yeah. And if we would have known that was going to happen, we would have bought a lot more non-expiring tickets.
Same. Oh my goodness. Well, Michael, thanks so much for joining me on the show.
Thanks for having me, Tim. It is always a pleasure.
Michael, I hope we can have you on a little more often. How about that? Maybe we'll set up a regular rotation or something.
Let's do it. I am all in.
Excellent. Michael, if somebody wants to find you, where can they reach out to you?
All right. Well, they can find me at Looper Nation Live. Feel free to send me a message. I always respond normally. Sometimes it takes me a little bit of time, but if there's anything I can do to help you, lead you in the right direction, give you my opinion, I'd be glad to do so.
Awesome. Michael, thank you very much. Once again, I'm Tim Scott. Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com, maybe some Instagram, but definitely Looper Nation Live, our private Facebook group. If you're not a member over there, you need to go over and join us. We do Where in the World Wednesday. We're going to post a picture. I like people to guess where it was taken. A little bit of a challenge there as a little bit of fun. So everybody, this is ResortLoop.com. You've been listening to the Gateway to the Magic. Michael, can you take us out?
We'll see everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.